Right. All right, Omaha. The Burbs, the Bluffs. Welcome to the Boss Morning Show. We got a guest coming in, Michael Scott, coming in later today. About the next 30 minutes or less. Today is Tell the Truth Tuesday. We encourage you to tell the truth, but also accept the truth. There's nothing wrong with constructive criticism. All right? We just got a new Bears box, so we're testing out the new equipment today. Give us some feedback, let us know how we sound. We're going to be doing some other changes later on this summer for sure to increase our sound quality. Oh yeah, Father's Day is next, y'all. We bring it in vogue to the city. You can get your tickets now. Dailies, LaFleur's, Advanced Tax, and Rib Shack Smokehouse. If you want VIP tickets, you have to go to the Holland Center to avoid the credit card charges. So pick up your tickets today. Show some gratitude to your father. Boss with me.
know that you say you want us to be two. Sometimes I think about it, I don't really need you, but I miss you. Want you to be mine again. I don't really need a friend. I just want you to remind it. Like it's been again. I know what you going through, but I can see the stress in it. Baby, you can go my way. Like just like part one, can you be mine? I give you all my time, cause I know that you fine. I just want you to be mine for the night, don't mind. Give me your time, I'll spoil you tonight. I just want you, I don't want your little friends. Even though I flirt, but they flip with me again. Tryna keep it real, I just wanna be a friend. Tryna watch flicks, tryna get in you again. Baby, I just want you, baby, I just need you. Baby, say the bad, I don't know what's going on with you. We can make plans to the game, just to a place. When it's me and you, I don't know. You control me, baby girl, you're my shawty. With my homies, even though I'm trying to get you out your clothes, and even though you're mine, but you control me, baby girl, you're my shawty. With my homies, even though I'm trying to get you out your clothes, and even though you're mine, but just like part one, can you be mine? I give you all my time, cause I know that you will find. I just want you to be mine for the night, don't mind. Give me your time, I'll spoil you for the night. Yeah, you got me in the chance, feeling like I'm last man. Asking me for music, cause you knew I had a chance. Now my nigga blowing up, now you say you need a man. Love felt right, I would love you in advance, love, baby.
Are you really mine? Baby, I want you to be my wife. I'm talking about all of the time. I see the snakes all in the vine. But none of these, they not slime. She one of a kind. I'm sipping lean like it is wine. She wish she could rewind time. Baby, can you take that flight? Yeah. Can you take that flight? Yeah. We can get rocket high. Yeah. Little baby, you my type. Yeah. Baby, cause you so fly. Baby, can you be mine? Please, I just want you tonight. Please. For tonight, just like part one, can you be mine? I give you all my time, cause I know that you'll find. I just want you to be mine for the night, don't mind. Give me your time, I'll spoil you tonight. Yeah, you got me in the chance, feeling like I'm last man. Asking if I love you, cause you know I had a chance. Now my nigga blowing up, now you say you need a man. Love feel right, I would love you in advance, love, baby.
Ten toes down, two eyes in the sky, with one heart that beats proud to realize I'm alive. I made it, that's what I say the times that I should have died. But Lord save me, is what I pray for the inside of my mind. I'm having daily shouting matches with the devil. What you want from me? To try and break me down on every level, then be done with me? See, ever since the day you took my mother right in front of me, it's so clear. A line of blood with no fear is what I pump and bleed. Friends that were never truly the family who never knew. Yes, the fact of no one having my back has been noted duly. For real, it's not a movie. This life I live is my code of doing sinner. But the veins of a winner are flowing through me saying,
gotta run away to a place where I can be myself. Cause I don't wanna stay in this space where I can barely breathe. Not another day, not the second, minute, hour, oh no. Gonna hear me say, if you feel it, come and sing with me. Run away.
Let me be the first to say that if I had the chance to leave, I'd pack my bags and run away. Like Forrest Gump, if life's a box of chocolates, I can't get a taste. Kit Kats, I got bars, but I can't even catch a break. The kickback, had a moon walking like Mike Jack. Cause when I get put on the map, ain't no telling how on act. But life had a down, wasn't even real, and I was on fast. Did like my big brother told me, get the f up and fight back. Ain't got no top of no flack. Make sure that paper gets stacked. No good, well, and ain't no day in hell killing you in rap. Tying up my red letters and I get the stretch. I'm about to taste a blessing. If you started placing, I ain't even stressing. Said I couldn't have the song, about to get it. Yo,
gotta run away to a place where I can be myself. Cause I don't wanna stay in this space where I can barely breathe. Not another day, not the second, minute, hour, oh no. Gonna hear me say, if you feel it, Come and sing with me. Run away.
All right, Omaha, the Burbs, the Bluffs. Getting everything set up. We got our guests in the house. We're going to be talking about a podcast. One of our journalists has moved to a different platform. And we're going to talk about, their podcast. And I'm going to be on their show later on talking about the Boss Show and, of course, In Vogue and all that stuff. Today we called Tell the Truth Tuesday. Oh, man. Some people love this day. Some people hate this day. But we are a research radio station, the only one in the world. Our goal is to modify our behaviors so we're better individuals, better citizens, and better family members. I'm getting everything set up. We're going to use that camera. I'm going to take a quick break, and we're going to be right back. We got some new equipment, so I was on the tower site all yesterday, and some kind of monitoring today to make sure the sound is coming through clear.
Well, I was in front of the building, and the station was all broken up.
Yeah, it depends on where you at.
I'm behind your car.
Yeah, if you pull up just a little bit, you're in frequency. So I tell everybody we are a low power station, but we still reach over 700,000 people. So we take a quick break and we'll be right back with you guys.
That pull my thing could be like conga, conga, conga. Wait till go down, it be like conga, conga, conga. My things are on, it be like conga, conga, conga. Let me know you're behind, it be like conga, conga, conga. Good at what you think, girl. Make a give you the thing, girl. Baby, come for the thing, down. Make a give you the thing, down. Anything, what you want, anything, anything, baby, come, anything. Baby, leave, I will show you the way. That pull my thing could be like conga, conga, conga. Wait till go down, it be like conga, conga, conga. My feet are on, it be like conga, conga, conga. Let me know you're behind, it be like conga, conga, conga. That pull my thing could be like conga, conga, conga. Wait till go down, it be like conga, conga, conga. My feet are on, it be like conga, conga. Conga, let me know you're behind it, be like conga, conga, conga. What you did for your back, it the high pass a banana, banana. When you move, you're behind it, be like a banana, banana. To the left, to the right, to the left, to the right. When you move, you're behind it, the bad like a gongo, bad like a gongo. When you're down with the do, what you do? When you shake in the go, what you do? What you do? How you go, make a shake, what you do? What you do? Just down, make a shake, what you do? When you're down with the do, what you do? When you shake in the go, what you do? What you do? How you go, make a shake, what you do? What you do? Just down, make it go, what you do? Yeah, pull my thing, it be like conga, conga, conga. Wait till go down, it be like conga, conga, conga. My feet are on, it be like conga, conga, conga. Let me know you're behind, it be like conga, conga, conga. When you're down with the do, what you do? When you shake in the go, what you do? What you do? How you go, make a shake, what you do? What you do? Just down, make a shake, what you do? When you're down with the do, what you do? When you shake in the go, what you do? What you do? How you go, make a shake, what you do? What you do? Just down, make it go, what you do? Put that pull my take. That pull my take. Your boy push me hard.
Yeah, usually.
Special attention. I know they kill.
Omaha, the Burbs, the Bluffs.
Let's get it. Hurt your hating on the beat.
Oh, yeah, we got our guests in the house. You know how these stars are, Omaha. You know how these stars are. They get their own noun, verbs, adjectives, prepositional phrases. Oh, yes, some predicates to introduce themselves. I'm going to let these individuals introduce themselves. We're going to get right into the dialogue because, they got Showtime also. They have Showtime also. How you guys doing this morning?
Doing fine. It's early, man.
It's early. Yeah, man. You know, I go to bed early now.
Oh, 7 o'clock driving through Creighton, man. There's no students out there. I was driving through at 6:45. I went, I am early, man.
You are early, and plus it's summertime too, so it shouldn't be too many students.
Summertime,
Yeah, it should be too many students over there. Shouts out to Creighton, our neighbor. They right down the street from us. We're in the most historic area of the city. And how you doing today, mademoiselle?
I am doing well, and I'll piggyback on that. It's early.
Yeah. So that means you guys are going to get a lot of stuff done today.
Well, okay. First of all, my name is Michael Scott. This is Katie Rains, and we're with the live streaming show Michael Scott Unleashed, and Katie's my co-host. And we do a show at 10 a.m. on Tuesdays, live streaming. You can see us on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram. What else, Katie? Twitter?
Yeah,
We're on Twitter too? Okay.
Not very active yet, but we're on there.
Okay. Well, you know, using all these different platforms. I remember when I grew up, we only had one address. Now we got all these multiple addresses. Lord have mercy.
You talking about home?
Yeah. We only had one address.
We
Now I
had
got
the home address.
I mean, I got my Twitter address. I got Facebook. I got all these addresses, man. It's kind of hard to
Let
find
me ask
people.
you guys this. Do you remember your first phone number from when you were a kid?
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's
yeah,
the
yeah,
same landline.
Yeah. My mama, I still got my mama phone number.
Okay,
Yeah.
so
I kept it. Even though she passed, I still got the number.
Mama's
The
boy.
landline.
Yeah, I got the landline.
Yeah.
Because you never know, if the power ever cut out, your phone will still work.
That's right.
Yeah.
If the lights go out, your gas will still be able to cook. So I got a gas stove. I'm just kind of like a traditionist, you know what I mean? You guys are trendsetters. Sometimes I'm going to be, I'm going to be retro.
See, this is why I surround myself with people like Katie, younger,
Uh-huh.
half my age,
Right.
who drags me into the 21st century. You know?
Right. Yeah.
No, Michael, that's not how we do it. In fact, when we were at the Empowerment Network the other day, and I was talking to Paul Bryant, he goes, "Hey, you got a business card?"
Oh.
And he pulls out his phone and goes, "Just take it off my phone like this." I went, "Oh yeah, okay.
Okay.
Don't write down numbers anymore either." Okay.
Yeah. I get lost with all this electronic stuff because I forget which. I mean, everybody using multiple apps to download, even business cards now, Bing and
Bing.
Queen or whatever it is.
I think it's called Bing.
It's called Bing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not even gonna lie. At first, I was like, "What?" But I think I need to go ahead and get
Adapt
an
and
account.
adjust.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Sometimes
you know
you
what's frustrating? Because my sister's in New York, and I told her, I said, "We got so many ways to communicate now, and I can't reach you."
right.
Hey, sometimes it be like
Yeah.
that. You gotta turn it all off.
Oh yeah. So I tell everybody, just call my phone. I got about 500 text mails.
You told me that last week.
Yeah,
Yes,
I
you
do. I do it. Just call my phone. I'm a traditionalist. That's the best way to get me. So, how long have you guys been doing Unleash?
This is our 10th show today, right? Or 11th? Katie?
One of those.
I
Been through
wrote
that.
down on the rundown today, it's the 10th show.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we've been doing it for 2 months.
About
We
2.5
started
months.
April 10th.
Okay.
And it's so funny when I first told people that I was doing a podcast type show, the first thing they say is, "So what's it about?"
Right.
And I go, "It's about 1 to 2 hours." They go, "Huh?" Because they want to pigeonhole you into something.
Right.
And basically, what we told folks is that the first 15 minutes we may be talking to a politician. The next 15, we may be talking to a local comedian.
Uh-huh.
We see ourselves as news and infotainment.
Okay.
We got a good crew. We got a guy named Cam Broham who
Mhm.
handles all our production type stuff. And she tells him what to do, and we make it happen.
Without doubt, teamwork makes the dream work.
Yeah.
You're on every platform, right? At 10 o'clock.
Yes.
10 a.m. And if you missed the show, you can just go to YouTube and punch in Michael Scott Unleashed,
Okay.
or go to Facebook and punch in Michael Scott Unleashed. We'll have all the shows on there.
Now, they had to friend you guys. They'll get a notification every time your show comes on. Is that, or follow you? Is that the best way to make sure that they can watch your content?
Yep.
So, how do you spell your name, Katie Rain?
My name is spelled Katie, Katie, and then Rain is Raine.
And Michael Scott, how you spell your name?
King. No, it's Michael Scott. MichaelScott.
Yeah,
It's been really interesting this last week because I went to John Beasley's funeral,
mhm.
and then Katie and I went to the Empowerment Network, on Friday, and then Saturday I went to the Strut for the backstage thing,
Uh-huh.
and you find out a lot of people still remember you,
Mhm.
because I have gotten a lot older since
Right.
them days, man. I moved to town when I was 27,
Okay.
and I'm now coming apart on 69.
Okay.
Well,
Wow.
I am 69. What am I talking about? I am 69.
Okay, good. Looking good. 69. I'm trying to look good at 69. I'm trying to look fine at 69.
I got 2 words for you: Grecian formula.
Grecian formula.
Wait,
All right.
what? Grecian formula.
Grecian
Yeah.
formula.
It's a hair dye for me.
Yeah, your hair dye for men.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't dye my hair at all. I'm trying to get Snow White as far as my hair.
You over there looking like Samuel L. Jackson.
Yeah. So make sure you guys now. What kind of content? I mean, because you have experience as a seasoned journalist. Are we going to be getting any investigative type of controversy? We got the Trump stuff, or are you going to be regurgitating information, or are you going to be creating news?
You know what? To our second show in, a friend of mine who I've known from my Denver years said, I like the show, but why can't you be the reporter you were back then and just give the news?
Mm-hmm.
And I said, at that time, I went, kids are getting shot down with guns.
Mm-hmm.
And the state of Tennessee is trying to silence Black people.
Mm-hmm.
How can I keep quiet? I have to say something about it.
Mm-hmm.
It would be neglectful if I did not.
Right.
Now, I'm not going to beat you over the head with it, but I'm going to say, hey, we need to be watching what's going on in Tennessee right now.
Mm-hmm.
And that's something we have to keep in account that may happen here.
Right.
And that's what I try to keep it down to. I'm not going to beat you up over the head. I'm not going to pontificate,
Mm-hmm.
but I will say something if the need arises.
Now, being a journalist in a minority community, is it different from other communities because it's a little bit more personal, where people might not like reporting, et cetera, et cetera. Have you ever dealt with that? I mean, I deal with it because I'm from this community, and when you speak truth, you deal with passive aggressive behavior from people around you. Have you dealt with that in the past, and did that change your perspective when you started your podcast?
When I moved to Denver, before I lived here in Omaha, I was really new to the business, maybe 3 years into the business, wound up in Denver. And I noticed that there wasn't a local chapter of the NABJ, National Association of Black Journalists.
Mm-hmm.
And I asked around, I said, what happened? And it was basically egos got in the way. Newspaper people didn't get along with TV or radio people, that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So I had them resurrect it. Let's do it. Let's do it right. And one of the first projects we had was inviting newsmakers in the community, preachers, heads of groups, and say, let us show you how to better communicate with the media. You can't call a TV station at 9:00 on a Saturday morning and go, hey, we're going to have a parade at 11 o'clock. You want to come cover it? No, you have to let us know 2 weeks in advance, and you call the night before to make sure you're on the docket.
Mm-hmm.
And that was the thing. We showed them how to, who, what, where, when, and why.
Mm-hmm.
And it was well accepted. And when I moved here to Omaha, it was the same thing. There had been a local chapter. It had fallen apart. We brought it back together, and we did the same thing, meeting with ministers, helping them out with this,
Mm-hmm.
Is it still active?
No, when I left town, it fell apart.
Right.
So
And
there's opportunity to make that active again.
You know what? I have presented
That's
it
what
to a
I'm
couple of the young people that have come aboard here in the town.
Mm-hmm.
And some of them have said, we're interested. Some have said, no way, I'm not interested.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's a cliquish thing. Well, if you got to know how to work organizations.
How is it a cliquish thing?
Well, because
Right.
when you go to this national convention, we're talking like almost 1,000 people strong.
Mm-hmm.
And they take over several hotels, and they have one of the largest, at least when I was in it, one of the largest job fairs in the industry.
Mm-hmm.
And you make connections there. You've got people who are agents. You've got people from different networks with machines set up so you can put your tape in and look at what you're doing and get a critique while you're sitting there.
Mm-hmm.
And the one thing I really liked that the NABJ did was to reach out to the Latino groups,
Mm-hmm.
the Latino broadcasters, the Asian broadcasters, and they would have a unity convention like every 4 years or something like
Okay.
that. So again, all these people connecting and finding out that we're all in the same boat.
Right. That's what I was gonna say. I see it as a connection.
Yeah, it's a connection.
not a-
Mhm. Yeah, I don't look at it as a clique. I think fraternities, even churches are cliquish.
Yes,
because, yeah.
yes.
So I mean, everyone is a clique if you want to define it. It's just a
Right.
group.
Well,
of
one thing I'm
individuals.
trying to do right now, and I mentioned it to you yesterday, we had lunch. First time you and I've had lunch together, you know that? Okay. And I said that I'm on the board for the Omaha Star. And the Omaha Star is celebrating its 85th anniversary
Mhm.
this summer. And I would like to get all the different stations, even Rob Tribblecock over at Cox Cable,
Mhm.
to have a reception like at the Press Club,
Mhm.
where Black on-air people come together and give tribute to the people before us.
Oh,
The
yeah,
Omaha
right
Star.
now.
Yeah.
I talked to Buddy King. He's one of the original DJs for I think KBWH or KOWH way back in the early 70s.
Mhm.
the
That's in the
first-
same Buddy King with Hope Center, is it?
Um,
That's Ed King.
that's his dad.
That's
Buddy
his dad,
King,
yeah.
but yeah, Buddy King is Ed's dad. But Buddy's been in radio. He was in the radio in the islands, and so he's like an elder to me. We had talked about the press club, and as far as our representation on those walls because of our dedication. There's not too many people from KOWH on that wall. There's not too many people on that wall from KBWH that are Black. I know they are trying
Well,
to.
there's no one from KETV who was Black. I'm not on that board.
either.
Their
Okay.
board of honor.
Right.
Yeah, and I pointed it out 2 years ago to their president, and he was embarrassed. He goes, "You should be. I'm going
Right.
to make it happen," and it didn't. Still,
So we need to talk about those things, or they'll never get talked about,
Mhm.
and they'll always get pushed under the rug. And that's why I deal with passive and aggressive behavior, because some people don't want you to have freedom of speech. They'll penalize you because you have freedom of speech. And so if you listen out there, young people, you have 2 ears to listen, but it's wise to make sure that you use I guess the correct words in order you can continue your freedom of speech, and you won't be sanctioned, like my brother said, from the FCC or anyone else that don't like what you want, like what you say.
yeah. Well, off camera, we were talking earlier about you got to be careful what you say on a radio show, or
Mhm.
you can't have a call to action and say we got to take to the streets, we're going to burn this place down,
Right,
because by the end of the day, you'll be without a license
right.
because they're listening.
Always.
Yes, you know personally.
Always. I'm pretty sure they got my phone tapped and everything.
Right.
I know for a fact they do, because they would have to, because I have a radio license, and like you said, if I go on the air and say something erratic or something wrong, I can't cause a riot.
Yeah.
And so I'm pretty sure I'm monitored, and you probably still monitor, even though you still have a past broadcast license and you still have some influence. I don't put nothing past the government.
Yeah. Well, yes, I think at this point everybody is monitored to some capacity.
Right.
But that's the good thing about like podcast platforms is it's a little bit more quote unquote freedom of speech. Like you could say
You can
what
use
you
dirty
want.
words.
Yes. Yeah.
You can use
In other
some of the
words.
naughty words. In fact, I got a story to talk about today on the show, which is going to require me to use the S word,
Okay.
Yeah.
And it was a story with me and Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Okay.
Okay, so I have to tell people, okay, I'm going to curse in this story. If you don't like it, get off now.
Right.
Well, I would watch TV. They said the B word on TV. I can't believe it.
When you
And-
watch-
and women get mad at us, but they say it on TV all day, and
Hey.
they still watch it.
Commercial TV is trying to change because TNT, TBS. I was watching the Lazarus Project last
Uh-huh.
night, and she said something. That's then we really are effed. She said, use the whole word. And I was
Right.
going, oh, I guess we can use that now
Right.
because
So-
they're competing
Mhm.
with HBO and Cinemax.
Mhm.
right. Also, so they've been a little bit more. Are they still on strike though?
The writers are still on strike.
Does that affect the news?
No. News is covered by AFTRA.
So you're not part of that organization, as far as the.
I tell you, I would have a hard time right now because I would be sympathetic to the cause.
Right. Because
Yeah. But we our show is ad lib. It's me ad libbing, her ad libbing.
Right.
In fact, I want to talk more about Katie's health segments and stuff that she's trying to do right now,
Right.
put together. But we are just winging it out there. We don't have a teleprompter,
Okay.
so no one's typing up stuff for us to say. I'm just taking some stuff from online, from legitimate sources
Mhm.
when it comes to news, and we look for interesting things to have fun with. Stupid stories, like some weird study out of England or something about
Right.
men's infidelity or something like that.
Okay.
Or health segments, Katie.
Yeah.
What kind of health segments are you focused on?
Okay, so first I'm gonna back up a little bit because I get asked often now how we met. People ask like, "How'd you meet Michael Scott?" And essentially I met him when we both were on